You know, I'm immensely proud of what we achieved as Joy Division. I'm immensely proud of the music we wrote in New Order. I'm certainly not immensely proud of anything to do with New Order. They asked 1,000 DJs which would be the track that they put on to rescue a night. And almost unanimously it was Blue Monday, which was such a great compliment. And yeah, it's amazing. And we were going to throw it away. It's absolutely incredible. Factory Records, our record label, was very anarchic. We honestly didn't know what we were doing. We were all very, very driven to do what we didn't know we were doing.
This is Sarah Champion for Absolute Radio. We are backstage at the Isle of Wight Festival and we welcome back to the island the legend that is Mr. Peter Hook. Welcome back.
Thank you.
No stranger, of course.
No, I've been here not as many times as you.
Not as many times.
No, that takes some doing that. But yeah, I mean, it was funny because I was just having a picture took over there next to the murals, and I was thinking about when I saw Jimi Hendrix when he played the Isle of Wight, very famous.
You were here?
No.
Oh.
Saw it on TV.
Right.
I'm not that old.
I was going to say, hang on a
Good
second.
God,
I was trying to do the maths really quick
Steady
now.
steady on. And he set fire to his guitar. And I tried to emulate it at Reading.
Right, how did that go?
Failed miserably. Oh my God. It was so embarrassing. And then someone later told me that it's not the liquid that burns, is it? It's the fumes that burn. And it was very windy at Reading.
Right.
So yeah, the Isle of Wight Festival got me in trouble.
Well,
early.
I mean, that year, to be fair, got the entire festival banned by Parliament.
Oh, good.
For a fair few years.
Well, in that
following
case,
the
I feel a
carnage.
little better.
As you should. Obviously headlined the Big Top a couple of years with Hacienda Classical.
Mm-hmm.
First time here with Peter Hook and the Light, though.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting the way, because I don't use the brand name. It affects you in many different ways. Mm-hmm. So the other, as Noel says, people use the brand name, and for me to sort of break through, this is quite nice. This is very, very, very nice at last to be able to do it, and I'm hoping that it'll lead, to a lot of others.
The reviews just recently of Peter Hook and the Light have been outstanding. All Music, for instance, said, probably the best performance and emotional reaction I've ever seen at a gig. Wow.
Well,
do you feel that emotion on stage yourself?
I am very, very happy with what I'm doing, and I'm very, very grateful. And I realise how difficult the world is and how important it is that we all let loose, enjoy being together, and enjoy wonderful music. So yeah, I am. I mean, I always used to get accused of wearing my heart on my sleeve, and I do quite happily. I'm immensely proud of what we achieved as Joy Division. I'm immensely proud of the music we wrote in New Order. I'm certainly not immensely proud of anything to do with New Order. So yeah, and to share that music and see people react is absolutely fantastic. And the lads are, I wish they'd written it, to be honest with you, because they really do put a lot of heart and soul, and they've been wonderful with me. The Light have absolutely been wonderful, and I actually worked out the other day that I've actually been with Potsy, Dave Potts, my guitarist, longer than I was with Face.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So it's quite interesting. It's quite strange, I mean, and yeah, I'm very happy to be here.
On what you're saying is, I think it sort of touches on a lot of it. I know, for instance, you didn't have the greatest time making Republic, but I don't know if in 2023 you've looked at the YouTube comments, for instance, on a song like Regret, which I did yesterday. It's powerful what people say, how they talk through, how that song has helped them through some genuinely really rough times in their lives, which that's an incredible thing.
Do you know what? When I meet artists that have done the same to me, I have the same feeling. We were on a train going to Festival Fuji in Japan, and Barney came running into me and he said, okay, he said, come here. He said, Neil Young's in the next carriage, let's go and say hello. And I went, Neil Young? It's like that. I mean, Neil Young must have been with me when I've been at my lowest.
Yeah.
And to get the opportunity to meet him, I just said no and went and locked myself in the toilet.
Well,
I didn't want to.
Never meet your heroes.
No,
that's it.
no. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Never, without a shadow of a doubt. I remember being at Glastonbury I was staying in Real World, and I'd been out with Primal Scream for about
Right.
3 days. And
3 days on
I
3
got
nights.
back to the Real World because we were recording, and I thought, I've not eaten for 3 days. I better go down and have some breakfast. And Peter Gabriel always had loads of people. Real World was open when Glastonbury's on, and loads of people coming in and out, and I just thought, I've got to eat. Went downstairs, got some cornflakes, put the milk on, and I was just carrying it to the table, and I put it down, and I thought, right, nearly there. All I've got to do now is eat it, right? And I looked up, and Lou Reed was sat there, and I went off. And straight back to bed.
I can't. I just can't.
No.
Not right now.
Not another of my heroes, no.
Yeah. I'm, as a music lover, a real fan of the stories behind the songs, how a classic song came to be. And it's only very recently that I found out the story behind Blue Monday is that you essentially needed an encore song so you could go backstage and have a beer. And that's how Blue Monday started.
We were getting in trouble when we were touring for not doing encores because Johnny Rotten had shown us that we didn't believe in him and it wasn't right to do them, and we were holding that standard very high. And so we came up with the idea of to stop the promoter moaning because we're having all these riots, and because of the riots we're having a lot of fights and getting into a lot of trouble, that we thought we could, I mean, it's so naive that we could get, so it's like AI, and we could get the machines to do the work for us, and then the audience wouldn't be upset. Now the fact that we just shows you how little we thought of ourselves, that we thought that the audience would be okay with us just pressing go on the button and going off. So yeah, I mean, it was absolutely true. And what happened was we were in the studio recording it, and as it got better and better, Rob Gretton, our manager, started insisting that we put the bass on it, that we put guitar on it, that we then put vocals on it. And we were going, no, we don't want to. Why would we do that? You know. And my
wouldn't be having
God,
a
lo
beer.
and behold,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Biggest selling 12-inch single of all
of
time.
all time. And I mean, the biggest compliment that I'd heard for years was that Mixmag did a poll of 1,000 DJs, and they asked 1,000 DJs which would be the track that they put on to rescue a night. And almost unanimously, it was Blue Monday, which
Yeah.
was such a great compliment. You know, I produced it with Mike Johnson, our engineer, and yeah, it's amazing. And we were going to throw it away. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, bonkers.
Something else that I feel like is well known, but perhaps isn't, because actually I was talking to a friend of mine about it, is that because of that phenomenal artwork, you actually made a loss. I think it was 10p for every record sold, right?
Yeah, Pete Saville was really amused that the floppy disk that we were using for the samples on the Emulator 1, you'll have to Google it, people,
Yeah.
very, very early sampling keyboard. He loved the shape of it and he loved the cutouts. And he said, oh my God, it's like a little 12-inch record. So when we presented him with the song, he went to that. And as Steve Morris quite rightly says, the money, the cost of it was the bits that you didn't get. So the punch took the thing away, and it was that die punching. 3 people had to do it separately to the production of the record sleeve. Yeah, and we didn't find out until we'd sold 200,000 copies.
Can everyone stop buying it now?
Well, yeah. I mean, I presumably they found a way to do it cheaper.
Right.
Because I noticed that when they reissued it, Warner's did a copy of the original sleeve. So yeah. But I mean, you know, Factory Records, our record label, was very anarchic. We honestly didn't know what we were doing. We were all very, very driven to do what we didn't know we were doing. We didn't know the effect that it was happening. It's when you said about, you know, one of the greatest compliments I ever get as a musician is when someone comes along and says thank you, your record, your song helped me, you know, in so many ways. And yeah, as I said to you, you know, it works for me as well.
Well, on that, I mean, just personally, obviously, Joy Division New Order gets so much love, and rightly so. Genuinely, hand on heart, one of my favourite songs of the 90s is Monaco, What Do You Want From
Oh,
Me?
thank you. Do you know what? We were, funnily enough, Potsy and I forgot to put it in because we've been playing it so much and it's been going down so well, particularly at festivals.
Yes.
And it was only when we'd got ready and done the set list and all that lot, and I said, "Oh, I forgot what do you want from me?" He's like, "Oh God." So yeah,
I'll be honest, my producer showed me the set list
we
earlier and I
should.
scanned it and I went, oh.
I know. But I mean, it's quite odd because I play for 2.5 hours, 2 3/4 hours. 45 minutes just goes in a
Yeah,
heartbeat.
of course it does.
I barely have time to get a sweat up.
But on that, big tour coming up, 35th anniversary of Substance.
Yes, I mean, I've been very lucky. When we were together as New Order, we did very little, and we certainly didn't do much to celebrate anything to do with either band. So now that I'm free, I'm able to celebrate it as much
And play.
and when and play all the tracks. And you know what? It's one of the wonderful things is that I can dig a track out that we did quite happily and we loved at the time, and realise that it's not been played for 35 years or 40 years, and go, whoa. And it is such a pleasure. My aim, before I shuffle off this mortal coil, is to play every track that we've ever written and recorded. And I'm not doing bad. We've got Get Ready coming up, so I'm coming up to the last 2 LPs, Waiting for the Sirens Call and Lost Sirens. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I said I would, and I will.
Well, do you know what? We're looking forward to your set so much. It's the Friday night crowd. It's the best crowd, isn't
So,
it?
I always keep saying, stop telling me that it's on telly or whatever, because it makes me nervous.
Oh, well,
Makes
don't
me,
be- no,
makes
don't
me
be
really nervous.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Even after all this
Yeah,
time?
after all this time. I mean, I frighten myself, but I mean, yeah, it means so much.
Yeah, of course.
It's a very true. It's such an honour to be in a place like this with
Yeah.
the lads doing something that I absolutely love. So yeah, I'm very happy to say the least.